but it's so small, I don't have to worry about storing it.
Right, yeah.
But like clothes and blankets and hats and mitts and stuff, they're just very big. Not really, but I've got to. Guys, Alexis. Oh, so good. Oh, we have to start now? There. Ready? I'm sure the mic is pretty low. I think we should sing our parts, honestly. Like, what if we... I want to know what that would sound like if we all sung our parts. We should. That'd be standing appropriate. Or we all just sing our parts. I think no... It would. I think we should do that. What? What did he say?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We would like to begin this evening by respectfully acknowledging the drum and the drummers for welcoming and honoring our graduates and their families, friends, and loved ones gathered here this evening. We are gathered here tonight celebrating on the ancestral lands and waters of the Anishinaabe within the Treaty 3 territory and on the land the Métis call home. We give gratitude to the land and water for the gifts and many benefits we receive. We also give thanks to the First Nation peoples as the original protectors of the land and water. We offer this acknowledgement to affirm our commitment and responsibility in improving relationships with the land and the water in which we live and share with all of our relatives and all of creation. We make this commitment to move forward in a reciprocal relationship between nations to improve our own understanding of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples and each other every day. At this moment, we ask you to please take a moment of silent prayer or meditation. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thanks, Ms. Robb. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Fort Frances High School Class of 2025 graduation. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mr. Gascoigne. I'm the Vice Principal at Fort Frances High School, and I'll be your MC this evening. We look forward to celebrating the many talents and accomplishments that this year's graduating class has to be proud of. And to start us off, I'd like to call up Principal Mrs. Mosbeck to say a few words.
I would like to begin by acknowledging and thanking the drum and the Rainy Lake Singers for being a part of our graduation celebration tonight. I extend a warm welcome to parents, guardians, family, and friends. Thank you for supporting Fort Frances High School. I would also like to acknowledge and thank our teachers, EAs, secretaries, caretakers, bus drivers, school council members, community partners, and fellow administrators for the countless ways you have been a part of our school family. Each and every one of you understands the importance of relationships. And most of all, welcome and congratulations to the class of 2025. When given the opportunity to speak at graduation, I follow my own tradition by sharing a couple things I know about the graduating class, and of course, a genuine message of hope that I always include when speaking to graduates from the Rainy River District. First, what I know about this class. I know that each and every one of you have created, experienced, and formed your own narrative here at Fort High. Each one of you should feel a sense of pride of your accomplishments. You've contributed to our school community in countless ways, and I know that you will continue to make time for others, influence change, and create a few laughs along the way. Secondly, my hope for all of you. I hope you always have an appreciation of where you come from. Remember the roads you have traveled over the years. They will be there someday to take you to a new place. They're also there if and when you circle back around. Be thankful for the fields, lakes, and rivers that surround you in the Rainy River District. Be still when you need to be. Be proud of the communities we come from. This gives us an advantage in life. Rely on yourself and trust in the support you will get from the people that believe in you. Each and every interaction and moment you have with someone can leave a lasting impact. This is special. Be aware of the gifts that you have to share as a result of learning and growing here with those around you. Each moment has led you to this exact spot right now. Thank you for the many ways each of you have left a lasting impression on us as educators, as parents, as communities, and as people. Keep sharing your narrative. Use your voice. Be willing to help others and be bold. Most importantly, enjoy the sense of accomplishment tonight. And always remember that we are proud of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mrs. Mosbeck. We're going to now move into our first group of Ontario Secondary School diplomas. And the presenters, I'd please like to call up Mr. de Gagne and Mrs. Elgie to the stage, please.
Ellie Ann Ahrens. Ellie is a recipient of the Ontario Scholar, Specialist High Skills Major, Health and Wellness. Lara Tegan Allen. Ashton John Armstrong. Ashton is a recipient of Ontario Scholar, Specialist High Skills Major, Manufacturing, Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate. Riley Nicole Armstrong. Riley is a recipient of the Ontario Scholar, Specialist High Skills Major Business, Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate, Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program Participant, Captain W. John Harnett Memorial Scholarship, I Am Awesome Initiative Scholarship, and the Ministry of Education Skilled Trades Bursary. Jarrett Norman Eve O'Coin. TJ Barker. TJ is the recipient of the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program Participant, a Level 1 OYAP Apprentice, and the Ministry of Education Skilled Trades Bursary. Ava Grace Barron Chapman. Ava is a recipient of the Ontario Scholar, Betty Ann Coulter Arts Bursary, and Fort Frances Horticultural Society Bursary. Annika Gabrielle Bates. Annika is a recipient of the Ontario Scholar. Timothy Lonnie Richard Boln. Alexander Nicholas Booth. Caleb David Bouvier. Bo Donald Miller Boyer, Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant. Ryan Kenneth Brown. Ryan is an Ontario Scholar, the recipient of a Delft Student Award, Canada Border Services Agency Award, Emo Hospital Auxiliary Bursary, Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association Bursary, and the Royal Canadian Legion General Lipset Branch 99 Bursary. Tiana Savea Breer. Madison Hope Butner. Madison is an Ontario Scholar and the recipient of Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate. Amarin Alexis Campbell. Amarin is an Ontario Scholar and the recipient of the Specialist High Skills Major Health and Wellness and the Lion Wilf Book Memorial Bursary. Nancy Lynn Leach Call. Nancy is a Fort Frances Royal Canadian Legion Scholastic Award recipient. Sophia Dawn Call Breton. Sophia is an Ontario Scholar. Graham McCallan Walker Coates. Graham is an Ontario Scholar, a recipient of the Specialist High Skills Major Manufacturing and the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant. Ethan Curtis Cochran. Dakota Dale Cooper. Dakota is a Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing and the recipient of the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant. Jameer Rishon Cornell. Jameer is an Ontario Scholar and Specialist High Skills Major Arts and Culture. Callie Brennan Faith Counselor. Callie is an Ontario Scholar, a Specialist High Skills Major Health and Wellness recipient, and a 7 Generations Education Institute bursary recipient. Peyton Marcus Cousino. Peyton is the recipient of the Fort Frances Royal Canadian Legion Scholastic Award, the Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing, Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate, Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant, and the Beta Sigma Phi bursary. Corson Eldon Curtis. Corson is a recipient of the Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program certificate. William Kent Dalsag. William is a recipient of the Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Certificate, the Ontario Apprenticeship Program participant. Morgan Haley DeGagne. Nolan Christopher DeGagne. Peyton Marie Dolany. Peyton is an Ontario Scholar, the recipient of the Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness and the Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate. Rowan Henry Donaldson. Rowan is an Ontario Scholar and the recipient of the Schoolish Leader Nominee, Specialist High Skills Major Health and Wellness, OSSTF Rainy River District 5B Award, Fort Frances High School Endowment Fund Merit Award, and the Katie Van Drunen Memorial Bursary. Theodore Teddy Reginald Axel Donaldson. Theodore is an Ontario Scholar, the recipient of the Fort Frances Voyageurs Lions Club Bursary, the Royal Canadian Legion General Lipset Branch 99 Bursary, St. Patrick's Catholic Women's League Bursary, Struan Gilson Memorial Bursary, the Royal Canadian Legion Ladies Auxiliary Branch 29 Bursary. Natalie Deanne Ducharme. Aubrey Devon Eldridge. Aubrey is an Ontario Scholar.
Kara Page Iluk. Piper Kinsey Felix. Piper is an Ontario Scholar, Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, and a recipient of the Dr. John Leishman Memorial Scholarship. Caden Alexander Flinders. He is a Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing and an Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant. Landon Eric Flinders. He's a Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing, Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant, the D'Agostini Bursary for the Trades, Rodney Lang Memorial Bursary. Luke Antonio Gagne. He is an Ontario Scholar, Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing, Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant, and a Pay It Forward Bursary. Cody Jo Galbraith. She is an Ontario Scholar. Hunter Donna Gibson, Specialist High Skills Major in Arts and Culture. Taylor Marie Gooden. Benjamin Scott Gosman. He's an Ontario Scholar and a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. Dalton Aiden James Green. He's the recipient of the Fort Frances Royal Canadian Legion Scholastic Award. Harper Kirsten Lily Gunderson. She is an Ontario Scholar, an I Am Awesome Initiative Scholarship recipient, the Royal Canadian Legion Ladies Auxiliary Branch 29 Bursary. Cassidy Joan Judith Gurniak. She is an Ontario Scholar. Ozzie David Lynn Hansen. He's an Ontario Scholar, Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing, Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant, Level 1 OEAP Apprentice, Andy R. Christian Memorial Bursary, JF Electronics Bursary, and the Ministry of Education Skilled Trades Bursary. Lucas Edward Hendricks. He is an Ontario Scholar and a Specialist High Skills Major in Arts and Culture. Jessica Hensman. She's an Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate recipient. Sammy Hillier. She is an Ontario Scholar and Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate recipient. Grady James Holden is an Ontario Scholar. Edward Eddie James Horton. Jordan Wade Hunter. Xander Brian Hutton. He's an Ontario Scholar. Caitlin Evelyn Rose Indian. Ethan Seth Carter Jeffrey. Jordan Kaylin McNuckoons Cabate. She's an Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate recipient. Dahlia Khan. She is an Ontario Scholar. Marissa Susan Kenny. She is an Ontario Scholar and Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate recipient. Jasmine Olivia Kinnear. She is an Ontario Scholar and a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. Gunnar James Krawchuk is a Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing. Alexander Milton Krieger. He's a Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing and an Ontario Youth Entrepreneurship Program participant. Blake Donald Krieger. He's an Ontario Scholar, Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing, Emo Devlin Barwick Minor Hockey Bursary recipient, and the Emo Thrift Store Award for Volunteerism.
Thank you, Mr. DeGagne and Mrs. LG for presenting. Next, I'd like to call up Mrs. Mosbeck, who will be presenting awards on behalf to Mrs. Campbell and Mrs. Fairfield, please. No, you're right here.
The Leading Student Award is presented to a graduating student with the highest average in 6th grade 12 credits. The leading student's name is inscribed on a plaque in the atrium of the school. The recipient of the 2025 Leading Student Award is Avery Sinclair. Honorary academic portfolios are awarded to students who have received at least 3 certificates of merit. This year's recipients are Ryan Brown, Graham Coates, Jameer Cornell, Peyton Dolany, Peyton Larocque, Ophelia Lucas-Enberg, Taryn Oster, Nico Rupenstein, George Taylor, and Miranda Wilson. The Principal's Leadership Award is presented annually to a student who has demonstrated outstanding leadership throughout their high school career. This year's recipient is Ophelia Lucas-Engberg. The Governor General's Award is awarded to a graduating student who has achieved the highest average in their grade 11 and grade 12 courses. The recipient of the 2025 Governor General's Medal is Avery Sinclair.
Thanks, Mrs. Mosbeck, Ms. Campbell, and Ms. Fairfield for recognizing these students for their excellence in education and leadership. Moving on, we're going to introduce the second set of Ontario Secondary School Diploma graduates, and to help us with this, I'd like to call up Mrs. Williams and Ms. McKinnon to present to the graduates.
Damien Michael Jesse Quapo Aho. Is that correct? Adam Asin Lirondell. Adam has a specialist high skills major in manufacturing and is a participant of the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program. Yannick Jean-Paul Langevin. Yannick has a specialist high skills major in arts and culture. Peyton Michael Allen Larocque. Peyton is an Ontario scholar and has earned his specialist high skills major in arts and culture. Candace Elizabeth Larson. Sorry, Cadence Elizabeth. Quinton Josh LePage. Quinton is a participant of the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program. Ophelia Mary Lucas Emberg. Ophelia is an Ontario scholar, has her specialist high skills major in health and wellness, is a recipient of the B.E. June Smith Scholarship and the Lavre General Hospital Auxiliary Bursary. Bryce James McDonald. Bryce has a specialist high skills major in manufacturing and is a participant of the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program. Summer Vaughn Mainville. Summer is an Ontario scholarship and has an Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program certificate. Brooklyn Diane Matura. Brooklyn is an Ontario scholar, has an Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program certificate, and the NCDS Making a Difference bursary. Ainsley Marie Mann. Ainsley is an Ontario scholar, is a recipient of the Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program certificate and the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant. Cameron Leonard Mann. Cameron is an Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant. Savannah Avery Arizona Sky Marchuk. Savannah is an Ontario scholar. Crizelle Georgie May Beliza Mason. Crizelle is an Ontario scholar, has her specialist high skills major in business, an Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program certificate, and a recipient of the John Medhurst Memorial Bursary. McKinley Nora McCormick. McKinley is an Ontario scholar, has her specialist high skills major in health and wellness, and is a recipient of the Dr. Elaine and Dr. Jason Spencer Future Healthcare Professional Bursary. Sarah May McGrath. Sarah is an Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant. Alexander Gordon McKelvey. Alexander is an Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant. Joelle Kristen McKinnon. Joelle is an Ontario Scholar, the Delft Student Recipient, Specialist High Skills Major in Arts and Culture, and is the Fort Frances High School Grade 12 French Award recipient. Hunter Liam Cecil McLean. Hunter is an Ontario Scholar. Logan Margaret McPherson. Logan is an Ontario Scholar, is a recipient of the Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate, the Godamizi Gozawin Award, the Pay It Forward Bursary, and the Couchiching Education Committee Bursary. Aaliyah Jolynn McQuaker. Aaliyah is an Ontario Scholar and a recipient of the Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate. McKenna Jaylene Ann McTavish. McKenna has her Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, is a recipient of the Emo Thrift Store Award for Volunteerism, and a recipient of the Royal Canadian General Lipset Branch 99 Bursary. Grace Frances Medicine Horton. Grace is an Ontario Scholar. Isabella Marina Meeks. Isabella is an Ontario Scholar, has her Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, is a recipient of the District of Rainy River Services Board Bursary, the Fort Frances Lion PID Bud Danilchuk Memorial Bursary, the H2O To Go Bursary, Kiwanis Bursary, La Vérendrye General Hospital Auxiliary Bursary, the Shelter of Hope Bursary, the Shirley Cridlin Memorial Bursary, the Northwest Catholic District School Board Scholarship, the Toby Monroe Memorial Athletic Scholarship, and the St. Mary's Parish Bursary. Gage David Mitchell. Lila Marie Moen. Kiris Avery Morriso. Scarlett McKinley Morrison. Jack Thomas Mosbeck. Jack has a Specialist High Skills Major in Business, has his Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate, is a recipient of the Insurance Brokers Association of Northwestern Ontario Education Bursary, and the RRDSB Local Ontario Principal Council Bursary. Cameron David O'Brien. Cameron has a specialist high skills major in manufacturing.
Decima Marie Claire Oliver has an Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program certificate. Megan Elizabeth Olson is an Ontario Scholar, Fort Frances Royal Canadian Legion Scholastic Award, and the Teamsters Canada Rail Conference Bursary. Jordan Olivia Oster is an Ontario Scholar, a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, and Fort Frances Physicians Group Bursary. Taryn Olivia Oster is an Ontario Scholar, Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, a Hogue Centennial Entrance Scholarship Tier 3. Ryder Dean Patterson, Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant, Level 1 OYAP apprentice, and the Ministry of Education Skilled Trades Bursary. Caden Austin Penny is a Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing and Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant. Nicholas David Poirier. Mason Alexander Pope. Damie Isabel Price. Catherine Marie Robinson is an Ontario Scholar, Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program certificate. Nicholas Yeager Rupenstein is an Ontario Scholar, Fort Frances Minor Hockey Association Bursary, Fort Frances High School Faculty Award, the Jim Gartshore Award, and the Peter Bond Memorial Bursary. Connor Reed Sandalovich, Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing. Carson Lee Saunders, Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant, Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing, and the Ministry of Education Skilled Trades Bursary. Danielle Joanne Schramm, Ontario Scholar, Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, Rainy River 4-H Association Memorial Bursary, and the Rainy River Federation of Agriculture Bursary. Okay. Avery Lynn Sinclair is an Ontario Scholar, Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, the Albert and Ron Bernardi Memorial Bursary, the H2O To Go Bursary, Indigenous Excellence Award, the Knights of Columbus Council number 2766 Bursary, the Linda Huntley Memorial Bursary, the St. Mary's Catholic Women's League Bursary, and the St. Mary's Parish Scholarship. Tyrus James Smith is an Ontario Scholar and has the Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate. Cadence Mary Jace Smith Anderson is an Ontario Scholar. Kyler Dean Spuzak is an Ontario Scholar, a Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing, and the Ministry of Education Skilled Trades Bursary. Jackson Lawrence Strand is an Ontario Scholar, a Specialist High Skills Major in Business, Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program Certificate, Coach Dave Monty Montgomery Memorial Football Bursary, the Emo Dublin Minor Hockey Bursary, the Herb Quidlin Memorial Bursary, Josephine Ballouz Bursary, and Nora Fab Bursary. Matthew Robert Strickland. Georgeson Frank Taylor is an Ontario Scholar, the UM Girton Centennial Entrance Scholarship, Tier 2, the Peter Senek Memorial Scholarship, the Stephanie Luan Bedard Memorial Bursary, the Sunset Country Métis Bursary, Proud to be Métis, Unifor Local 324, Carl Kukaba Memorial Bursary. Ainsley Ann Teeple is an Ontario Scholar, the Devon Allison Memorial Bursary, the District of Rainy River Services Board Bursary, the Emo Thrift Store Award for Volunteerism, the Kiwanis Bursary, the Rainy River 4-H Association Memorial Bursary, and the Rainy River Federation of Agriculture Bursary. Samuel James Teeple, the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant. Carol Lillian Tolley is an Ontario Scholar and a Specialist High Skills Major in Arts and Culture. Rex Samuel Tolton is a Specialist High Skills Major in Business, Indigenous Youth Apprenticeship Program Certificate. Emma Liz Tucker is a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. Tia Louise Wager is a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, Indigenous Youth Apprenticeship Program Certificate recipient, the Royal Canadian Legion General Lipset Branch Number 99 Bursary, the Unifor Local 324 Carl Kuchba Memorial Bursary. Joan Catherine Walchuk. Griffin Quinn Webb is an Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant. Miranda Wilson is an Ontario Scholar, a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, the D'Agostini Bursary, the Rainy River Federation of Agriculture Bursary recipient. Tansy Wood is an Indigenous Youth Apprenticeship Program certificate holder. Marley Ann Woods is a Delft student. Jake Robert James Woolsey is an Ontario Scholar, a Specialist High Skills Major in Manufacturing, an Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program participant. And Evan Frederick Wright is an Ontario Scholar, a Specialist High Skills Major in Business, an Indigenous Youth Apprenticeship Program certificate recipient, a John Markarenko Memorial Bursary, and a Marvin Bodner Memorial Bursary.
Thanks, Mrs. Williams and Mrs. McKinnon, for presenting these awards. The Fort Frances High School has over 140 students graduating tonight, pursuing pathways of their choice. The staff would like to wish them well in their future endeavors. Let's give them a big round of applause. Moving into our Merit Awards section of the convocation, I'd like to call up Miss Robb to help me present the awards to Mrs. Mosbeck.
The Lenora Colvin Memorial Award is presented to a graduating student who has attained an outstanding record in attendance and academic achievement. This year's winner is Ainsley Mann. The Anishinaabe-Moan Merit Award, sponsored by Seven Generations Education Institute, is awarded to a graduate belonging to one of the 10 area First Nations who has taken 4 years in Anishinaabe-Moan. The recipient honors and practices the Anishinaabe language and culture, displays leadership, is highly regarded by staff and students, and contributes positively to the classroom, school, and community. This year's recipient is Grace Medicine Horton. The Robert George Memorial Award in Transportation marks a high standard in the practical application of automotive theory. This year's recipient is Bryce McDonald. The Ralph Whetstone Trophy for the most outstanding music student is presented this year to Joelle McKinnon and Carol Tolley.
The Sir Isaac Newton Award is presented to a student obtaining the highest average on the first attempt in 4U Physics and 4U Calculus and Vectors. This year's recipient is Avery Sinclair. The Murray Kitts Theatre Arts Award is presented to a graduating student who has made outstanding contributions to the school's theatrical productions. The recipient of this year's Murray Kitts Theatre Arts Award is Jameer Corneal. The Lieutenant Governor's Community Volunteer Award for Students pays tribute to those students who not only completed the number of volunteer hours required to graduate, but who've gone above and beyond. This year's recipient of the Lieutenant Governor's Community Volunteer Award is Isabel Meeks. The Rainy River District School Board Technical Award for Excellence are given to technical graduates in shop disciplines whose overall standing is in at least second-class honors. These awards are presented, and there's 4 of them, so maybe we'll do one at a time. Here we go. So there's 4 of them. Lucas Hendricks in Communications, come on up. Kyler Spuzak in Construction. Bryce McDonald in Transportation. And Graham Coates in Manufacturing. Thanks, Ms. Robb and Mrs. Mosbeck, for helping highlight these student achievements. I'd like to next welcome Ophelia Lucas Enberg to the stage, who will provide the graduating class with their salutatory address.
Good evening, faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. My name is Ophelia Lucas Hangberg, and I will be speaking as Salutatorian for our graduating class. When I first sat down to write this speech, I was determined to find the perfect message, use the perfect words, and speak with the perfect tone. Sitting back, I realized the very thing holding me back: perfectionism. Perfectionism is the tendency to set extremely high standards for yourself and to be overly critical when those standards are not met. So why do we constantly chase perfectionism? Is it the desire to be seen as the smartest, the most capable, the most accomplished in the room? Or does it stem from a deeper belief that in order to succeed, we must be perfect? If high school has taught me anything, it is that perfectionism is not maintainable. Oftentimes, we measure our worth by the grade on our sheet, the outcome of our game, or how well we fit into society's expectations, as if others' opinions define our values. It is draining, obsessing over every mark and never being satisfied with a new grade. At times, I valued school as only a number on my transcript, instead of the foundational knowledge I gained. Perfectionism followed me throughout my leadership roles in hockey, constantly weighing on me, always wondering if I was setting the best example for my team or if our failures were a result of my decisions. It would diminish each victory for me because it did not meet the invisible standards I had set in my mind. So I continued to chase perfectionism as if it were ambition, but often it was just fear in disguise. Fear of failing, fear of judgment, or fear of not being good enough. Perfectionism held me back rather than allowing me to grow as an individual. True growth happened when I risked making mistakes. It happened when I pushed myself to show up even though it was hard. It happened when I showed myself it was okay to fail. Winston Churchill once said, "Perfection is the enemy of progress. If we do not allow ourselves to fall, we will never build up the strength to get back up again." Think about the times you learned something these past 4 years. You probably didn't learn it when it was all going smoothly. You learned something when you made a mistake and had to try again. When it became too difficult, so you had to ask for help. These were the moments when you truly grew as a person, letting go of a fear of perfectionism and being okay with being imperfect. Thank you to the teachers who saw us beyond the grade. Thank you to the families who supported us regardless of the outcome. Thank you to the friends who cheered for us through the good and bad times. And thank you to this class for proving imperfection is not a weakness, but instead a sign we are all human. So class of 2025, as we step away here today, do not waste time trying to be perfect, but rather spend your time always doing the best you can do, because I know that is already more than enough. Now, graduates, please stand with me as we move our tassels from right to left. Congrats, class of 2025. You did it.
You guys could be seated. Yeah. We're almost there. Thank you, Ophelia, for that great address. I do believe that mistakes are areas for learning, and it's what we do after that define who we are. Before we wrap up our convocation tonight, we have a few thank yous. I'd like to say thank you to the school secretarial staff and guidance secretarial staff for their work tonight to make it run as smooth as possible. I'd like to thank the music students for the great performance tonight. I'd like to thank the Memorial Sports Center for their continued support of our graduation ceremony and our grads. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and I'd definitely like to thank the drummers for playing for us tonight and honoring us. That brings our graduation celebration to a close. Please stand for the recessional.